Hello everyone, Caitlin here from Excel with K, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I'm so excited to begin this new venture, and I really hope that some of you watching today will join me for the journey. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to create a percent gauge or half circle progress chart in Excel. Excel's standard donut chart can look boring and oftentimes be challenging to read, but what if we created something that looked more like this? In this first part, I'll show you how to create this chart using just a couple of formulas and Excel's built-in donut chart. In part 2, we'll go over advanced techniques on how to apply conditional formatting so that the colors of your chart update as the progress changes. Let's get started, shall we? Let's go over some of the elements of this chart. Donut charts like this are often used to show the percentage of completion towards a goal. Although multiple metrics can be plotted on the donut chart itself, the progress chart is used to track a single metric. If you want to track multiple metrics, you would have to use multiple progress charts. In this case, we have a slice or a segment that visually shows how close to the goal we are, along with the progress percentage here. To begin, we need an input percentage. This will be the progress completed towards the goal. And in this section down here, we will prepare the data series for the chart. Let's start with repeating our input percentage in the actual row. So we'll just type equals and click on this input percentage value. The remainder value here is going to be 100% minus the actual percentage. However, what if we input a percentage that's higher than 100%? Let's say 120%. In this case, the remainder value will go into the negatives, and this will affect how our chart looks. Let's use a more complex function to calculate the remainder. We need a function that if the input percentage is less than 100, the remainder is 100% minus the input percentage. But if the input percentage is greater than 100, it just returns a remainder of 0. To do this, we will use the max function. So in our remainder row, type in equals. We want the max between 100% and our input percentage. And then we just take away our input percentage. So as you can see, if our input percentage is greater than 100%, the remainder will be 0. But if it's less than 100%, it's simply 100 minus the input percentage. Our last row is a helper row. This row is what allows us to create the half circle shape. It's simply the sum of the actual percentage or the input percentage plus the remainder. So let's type that formula in here. Now that we have our data formatted, we want to insert the chart. To do this, highlight your data series, go up to the top ribbon and click the Insert tab. From the Insert tab, we want to go over to the Charts section. In this case, we're going to click this pie chart dropdown, and we're going to select the donut chart. With a donut chart inserted, it's going to look something like this. Kind of messy, the colors are bulky, it's hard to read, it's hard to know what's the actual and the remainder. So now it's all about the formatting. Let's start with some general formatting tips. To start, let's remove the legend. Simply click it and hit the delete key. And I'll change the title to half circle progress chart. You can do this by just clicking on the title and start typing. You won't see the live update of the chart title changing, but if you look at the formula bar as I type, it appears there. And then when you're done, if you hit enter, the chart title automatically updates. Some other general formatting that I like to do is removing the chart background so that the background of your Excel file will show through the chart, and removing the chart borders. If I click outside the chart here, you can see that the chart has this border around it, which oftentimes will get in the way when putting it in a dashboard. There are multiple methods we can use to finish up the formatting of this chart. For example, one way would be to click on the chart and go up to this formatting tab. Within this tab, we can update the chart colors, the background, outline, the alignment of the chart, etc. But I find the easiest way through the Format Selection pane. There are multiple ways to open this pane. With the chart highlighted like this and under the Format tab, all the way to the left here, we can click this Format Selection. This will open a Format Chart Area pane. Another way to open the formatting pane is to double-click anywhere within the chart. In our case, we want to edit the border and the background of the overall chart area, so I'm just going to click in this General Chart area to open up the formatting pane. Now that it's open, we want to remove the border of our chart area. To do this, we want to click this paint can if it's not already selected, go down to the border option and select No Line. We will also set the fill to No Fill. Now comes the fun part of the formatting, creating the half circle. With the formatting pane still open, click on any one of the segments of the chart. Still with this paint can selected, we want to set the border to No Line, and we'll leave the fill options as it is for now. With the border of the data series updated, let's play with the series options. To do so, click on this bar chart in the Format Data Series pane. Within these series options, we want to set the angle of the first slice to 270 degrees. This will push the helper portion of the chart to the bottom half of the circle. We also want to make sure that the donut explosion is set to 0, and in my case, I'm going to set the donut hole size to 50%. This is just going to increase the thickness of each slice. Now with the series options formatted, we want to go back to this paint can to update the colors of our chart. With the paint can selected, we want to update each individual slice of the chart. So to do this, we want to go back over to the chart and just click on the slice you want to update. In our case, we're going to start with this bottom half of the circle, so just click on it, and we're going to set the fill to No Fill. And there it is, our half circle. Now we're just down to the final touches. Let's select the remainder section of the chart and set the fill color to a light gray. And that's it. We have our half circle progress chart. To finish off the chart, we want to add a text value for the percentage. To do this, let's select the chart again, and with the chart highlighted, we want to go over to the Insert tab, and under Shapes, we want to insert a text box. Click anywhere within the chart to insert the text box. This embeds the text box right into the chart. By embedding it directly like this, it will now move and resize with your chart. To link the input percentage to the text box, instead of typing a percentage within the text box itself, we want to come up to the formula bar and type the equal sign and click the cell you want to reference. In our case, the input percentage. So just click it, and when you click enter, you will see that the input percentage is now populated in our text box. As you change the input percentage, the text in this box will automatically update. Let's finish up the final formatting touches of this chart. Let's resize our text so that it's a little bit bigger and easier to read. And make sure that it's centered with our half circle. Let's put it right about there. And that's all there is to it. We now have our completed half circle progress chart with an updating text box for the input percentage value. Let me show you how the text box changes as we update our value. For example, let's say the input value was 50%. You can see that both the chart and the text box updated. Let's say it was 90%. Again, they both update. To download all of the files associated with this video and written out step-by-step instructions, check out the links in the description box below. I hope you found this video informative, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to do my best to help you out. If you want more daily Excel tips and tricks, be sure to check out my other social media links in the description box as well. Until next time, happy excelling and take care.